Islam, Islam, Islam. First I rise and I give high praise to Allah, Father God of the universe. Arise and I give high honors to His illustrious noble prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Arise and give high honors to Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the forerunner for the prophet. Like Yahya was a forerunner for Jesus in his time and day. And I'd like to give high honors to the Moorish Scientific America, past, present, and future leadership. And I rise and I give high honors to you. This is Sheik Talik coming to you with a quick blog. This here pretty much is basically breaking down the signs and symbols. What are the signs and symbols? Well, pertaining to particular our good friend Nasir Jones. Now, Nas had recently released a new album entitled basically after his first name, Nasir, produced by your man Kanye West. Now, when I first saw the album cover or the album symbols, it was on the actual clothing. The clothing basically that he had was the long sleeve shirt and the hoodie. Pretty much the sign, the symbols had displayed what to the Moorish Scientific America are logos, which is the 7 inside the broken circle with the 4 quadrants. And then you have the claps or the grist hand. Then you have the star and crescent moon. And then suddenly you have a pyramid, right? With a scimitar sword going through the pyramid. Now, the question or the idea of that is, to us, we know what these things are. Because it's pretty much what we use pretty much as our free national standards. What is a free national standard? It's the things that pretty much any society or nation state agree upon to represent them and that they use daily day, which is their culture, their greetings, their symbols, those type of things, how they dress, how they speak. These are free national standards, right? And most nationalities have these things. So if you talk about China, they speak Mandarin. They have other things like their food, other things they dress, their writing language, and those type of things. Their script, and other cultural variants that actually help describe or give definition to them and separate them for others. And that's the same thing with the Moorish Scientific America. We have things that separate us from other religions, separate us even from other Muslims or Muslims within the greater Ummah. So our man Nasir had used these symbols and put them on their shirt. So I'm like, okay, let me do a little research here and make sure that these are all in accordance with the Moorish Scientific America. Well, technically they're not. Majority of them are. You see the symbols. Of course, our logos on 7 inside the broken circle. You have the hand grist, which means brotherhood or the uniting of Asia. So in Africa and all Asiatics around the world. And then you have pretty much the star and crescent moon, which is also a symbol of ours, which is a symbol of Islam. Now, and also what we on our marquee will say our salvation within Islam. So now let's take a look at this pyramid. Now some people will say, okay, the pyramid, it seems like it'll be like El Rukin or something like that. It's not El Rukin. That pyramid and the sword going through it actually comes from what you call the Moorish League. What is the Moorish League? The Moorish League was actually started by the Orthodox Church, the Moorish Orthodox Church. The Moorish Orthodox Church was a band of European Caucasians, as you would probably classify them, or as we would say, pale-skinned Europeans, who actually came across the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali via the Jazz era in the 60s. In the 60s and the 70s, in which they were able to hang and chill with other Moorish Americans who were in the jazz scene. And with that, they noticed the culture, they noticed the teachings, and therefore they got internalized or they got hypnotized or intrigued by the information. So therefore, they began to acquire more information to the point where they began to adopt. Within the Moorish Orthodox Church, they believe in that they're descendants from Persia, Ireland, and those type of things, giving them or saying that is their connection to the Moorish legacy. We at the Moorish Scientific America do not agree with that. We actually say that unless you display Asiatic blood, which is the link to you being Moorish, if you don't have any Asiatic blood, or your Asiatic blood is very, very minute, it doesn't necessarily connect you to being Moorish, so you can't really claim that heritage. Because a lot of Moors actually, even though they might have came from areas like Persia, They might have dwelled in places like Ireland and Scotland and those type of places. For the most part, they were distinctly noticed to be Moors, as you can read in David McRitchie's um, Ancient and Modern Brits, Volume 1 and 2. Now, these particular individuals also practice homosexuality and believe in homosexual saints. This is far contradiction. This is a very, very much distinct contradiction from the Moorish side of Simple America, as we believe that man, woman, and child. Our prophet says to the men, take up the wife, and so forth or so on. It speaks to the man and the woman coming together and being fruitful, as opposed to man and man or woman and woman in that sense. So as you can see that symbol, even though distinctly those two elements that they're used to make that symbol are Moorish, with the pyramid and the scimitar sword, the actual idea or shape or final representation was created by the Moorish League. All right. So we want to actually, and it was actually on one of their passports. They were one of the first to pretty much demonstrate on passport ID. So as being Moors, you know what I'm saying, we have to begin to understand that, we have to give way and give distinction between what is within our organization and what's not. But it's also a good time to actually demonstrate and show who we are and answer any inquiries or questions about our organization. This is a perfect time to pull people in, because now people they're being exposed to more science from that point. And we want to thank Brother Nasir. We want to thank Brother Kanye. We want to thank those all involved in the production and the graphic and design and the idea of putting that project together. We want to thank once again Nasir for his music and him even mentioning the Moorish legacy, whether Prophet Noble Drali or any other element involved. So basically, a lot of people hate the album. Some people love the album. Man, I'll let you judge for yourself. But this is Sheik Talik L here. Check me out on Talik L on Instagram or Talik L on Facebook. Also, I have also you can hit me up on the business line, which is the Moorish Moslem Mission 28 here in New Jersey. The number is 609-614-0274. That's 609-614-0274. Peace and love.